From the Sky News Centre at 8, France and Germany have announced new national lockdowns. The French president says from Friday people will have to stay home except to buy essentials, to get medical help or for their daily 1-hour exercise. Shops and bars will close. Our Europe correspondent Adam Parsons was listening to President Macron's address.
Well, universities will now go online. Schools will be kept open, but France is going to very rapidly expand its intensive care capacity. President Macron said that if nothing was done, then 400,000 extra deaths could happen.
In Germany, bars, pubs, gyms, cinemas and theatres will shut for 4 weeks from Monday. Restaurants will close except for takeaways. Here, it's been confirmed the whole of Nottinghamshire will enter England's highest coronavirus alert level from Friday. In Tier 3, pubs and bars have to close if they don't serve food, and people can't socialise with those they don't live or have a support bubble with. A friend of the family who died trying to cross the English Channel yesterday says their 1-year-old is still missing. 2 adults and 2 young children who were Kurdish Iranian refugees were confirmed dead after their boat capsized off the coast of France. Labour peer Lord Dubs says the parents must have been in a desperate situation.
People fleeing from the region, they are fleeing from war, from persecution, from danger, from threat of torture. They're fleeing for safety because they want decent lives for themselves and for their children. And they have these terribly long and dangerous journeys before they even get to the Calais area.
A petition backing calls for children on free school meals to be fed during the holidays has passed 1 million signatures. The campaign was started by England footballer Marcus Rashford. And in football, Chelsea have their first win in this season's Champions League. They eased to a 4-0 victory at Russian side FK Krasnodar despite missing a penalty. Manchester United are just getting underway against RB Leipzig at Old Trafford. That's the latest. I'm Anna Russell.
This is WCR-FM. The Real Recognise Real Show with Alex Scott. This is WCR-FM.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jim Scandis Guy coming to you live from downtown near City Hall, where after the failure to convict a police officer for the killing of yet another unarmed black man, a mob of angry and frustrated people of all ages and races has gathered here and are now voicing their anger and disappointment. Some have begun to loot and burn white businesses and establishments, while others are confronting the police and National Guard with fists, rocks, bottles, and anything they can grab. A minute ago, we were closer to the front line until a Molotov cocktail was thrown into a squad car and police in riot gear engaged a group of protesters with injuries being taken on both sides. The Nation of Islam and Black Panther Party have just arrived and are attempting to keep this powder keg from exploding when taking a whole city with it. In the middle of the mayhem and chaos, we spoke with one protester and he had this to say. In the fight was set to turn the other cheek. We turned the other cheek and they slapped that one too. It's time to go back to the Old Testament where it says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Kill one of ours, we're gonna kill 2 of yours. Enough is enough. It used to be no justice, no peace. Now it's justice or else. Power to the people, black power. There you have it. The revolution will be televised. It will be broadcast live.
Broadcasting live from the revolution, straight from the center near the tear gas and boosting things quickly. Went from fight party to cop shooting, but they ain't charged the cop, now the whole block looting. The pressure been building justice, we been pursuing, but they ain't been held accountable for what they doing. Stole me, sold you, and had the slave trade booming. Many thought it ended, but it's yet to be proven, and the pressure only built up so much for its power. Tragedy help us see that we all that we got. Too many black and Latino men get locked up or shot, but no matter the color skin, we all in the pot, all in the box, locked in the cell block. The men make you think that we enemies, we not. Set aside your flags and beef and we can't be stopped. Last time a rapper spoke like this, they shot Pac.
I'm alive, so it's time to die. I'm front line when it's time to ride, yeah. And if you try to hurt me, you're mine. We gon' make a new life, yeah. I'm alive, so it's time to die. I'm front line when it's time to ride. And if you try to hurt me, you're mine.
Welcome back to the Real Recognise Real Show right here on WCR-FM with myself, Alex Scott, and you just heard the voice of a top-tier hip-hop and rap artist that has had many years of experience and has opened up on stage for a number of rappers that only other rap songwriters and freestylers could dream about. This rapper has opened up for Lil Wayne, the Notorious B.I.G., Craig Mack, the Fugees, Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang Clan, Ludacris, G-Unit, Helter Skelter, Funkmaster Flex, including the legendary Dougie Fresh and KRS-One and more. And if you think that is more than enough to be satisfied for a lifetime, this rapper has also appeared on BET's 106 and Park's Freestyle Friday and Russell Simmons' Def Jam Comedy. Currently promoting the Face of God LP, without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome to WCR-FM's The Real Recognised Real Show, the Thunder God, the one and only Thunny Brown.
Yeah, all the way from Brooklyn.
Yes, Thunny.
No, that was one heck of an introduction, man.
No.
Oh, got my chest pumped all the way out here looking like a pigeon, bro.
I love it. I love the energy, Thunny. I love the energy.
Well, you know, this pretty boy gangster Thunny Brown, a.k.a. the Thunder God. That's what come along with the package, baby.
Thank you. Before we continue, I forgot to tell you, this is family time over here in the UK. So no S words, no N words, no nothing. But I know you're not going to get down like that anyway.
Actually, I usually do, but you know, my vocabulary is vast. I don't need to. Sometimes I just like to throw them in there for extra emphasis. But I had already heard you flipping around the vernacular and not using no profanity, so I'm following your lead. Let's go.
Thank you, my brother. You was born in Bushwick, raised in Brownsville, and Flatbush in Brooklyn. So in your neighborhood, or literally outside your family home window, there were gamblers, gunshots, cops, robbers. I'm going to paint a picture for the people listening now. Neighborhood pimps and pushers, tricks and johns, including hookers and hoes, or what we call in the UK, drug dealers and prostitutes. With that being a graphic description, but the harsh reality of your surroundings, how on earth, Thunny, did you manage to overlook what seems to be many American individuals' only way out in life?
Well, the way that what steered me in the direction to what gave me the insight and the information and the knowledge that I needed to make the right decisions when I got to the crossroads, like we all do in life. Various times in life, we come to the crossroad, and every time I got to the crossroad between the negative and the positive, that constant reinforcement and positive teachers and instillment from my family is what guided me.
Brilliant. I love.
Yeah, I mean, my family is real positive. I'm a very family-oriented dude, you know what I mean? And it's very important to me. That's like the next thing, but after God comes family, you know what I mean?
Well, speaking of your family, your mother, as a single parent, raised you and took care of 5 children. When you look back at your mom's struggle and see how far you've both come in life, what are your thoughts about the outcome and journey for your mom and your family?
Well, first off, I want to start by saying happy birthday to the Queen Mother. Today is my mother's actual birthday. I just got off the phone with her. She's out in Atlantic City with my sister. Some family members having a good time. Happy birthday to the Queen Mother. All praises due. May she be blessed with many more. Now, when I reflect back on my mom's journey, her struggle and all of the things that she had to go through, like, that's another one of the reasons why I'm even still here. A lot of dudes that came up where I came up from, my age range, they either dead and buried, murdered in the streets, all natural causes, or they locked behind the walls. All few of them is out here like me, putting our best foot forward to get us and our family the things that they need. And when I look back on what it must have took for my mother to endure all of that, growing up in this hostile environment, it's called Brownsville. I'm in Brownsville, Brooklyn, aka Bucktown, right here with the entire boot camp. That's my family. And you know what I mean? MOP is up the block. Boot camp is across the street. Fabulous is down the road. Biggie Smalls was a neighborhood over. To have to navigate all of the ills and woes of all of these things around us, it only to see her do it and push through and still do it, it gives me the power that I need when I reflect back on her and my ancestors and all of the things that they went through before me.
it make it seem like, you know, it gotta be easier for me. I don't got no reason to complain or cry about nothing. Just get up and get it going.
I love it. Thunny.
Yo.
You grew up in the neighborhood with so many hip hop artists. You are a blessed brother.
Yo, this is true. I never really realized it until some years down the line. I was like, you know, my entire life has been this. You know what I mean? Some of the first, you know, I used to study and mentor under a guy that was a former dancer for Alvin Ailey. He used to tell me all kind of stories about celebrities he knew, this, that, and the third. And then I'm out with him one day, and Queen Latifah comes out the store. This was after she was already full-blown, jumps into his arms. I've always been in contact with people like that, and I always felt like that was the most high working and pretty much showing me what my path needed to be, because I wasn't even on this path. I was looking to be a pilot. I was about to go to school for aviation, see if I could get in the Air Force, possibly be an astronaut. You know what I mean?
Yes. That is unusual, because, you know, you don't rap about anything about aeroplanes or going into space, but you lyrically sound like you're flying. Now, if you won the lottery today, Thunny, or was given a large amount of money from a celebrity, is there anything that you would do for the black community or any other particular neighborhood that you visited?
Yeah, it's plenty, and I know exactly where I would start off. Well, I mean, pre-COVID, without us having to be trapped and locked up in the social and rather this physically distancing situation, I would have wanted to bring a community center to my neighborhood, a nonprofit organization, put one in every neighborhood. That's what these youths need. They need something constructive to do with their time rather than going outside and have to make up something. Not lacking the resources. Another thing I'm into like extreme sports. Regular sports is okay. I ain't really into it. But snowboarding, skiing, rock climbing, I'm into stuff like that. Surfing, and there's a lot of other kids that's into things like that in these neighborhoods, but they lack the resources to get it. I would put a community center with those things there for them to be able to utilize, as well as make sure that they got what they need to be prepared for tomorrow in regards to learning technology. You know what I mean? These are some of the things that I would do with a nice big chunk of cash.
Yes. Brilliant. Now, we're going to play another song of yours.
Okay.
And then we're going to do some more talking. This track is called Never.
Let's do it. Never. Off the Face of God LP, out now. Every platform, let's go.
Listen up, ladies. We're at war. And as always, we're the first to go in. This is what I need. I need Charlie Squad on the left flank, Bravo Squad on the right, and A Squad right up the middle.
More than a few wish they could touch the untouchable, indestructible. Punchlines late, I'm never punctual. Side-offs, bomb studs, and warheads in the arsenal. Thunny draw a crowd like a freak show at a carnival. Tsunami tidal flow, I shine like a marmor. All the guard of war, get you open like you smelling tiger bomb. I keep the microphone heating up when I perform. Raise the temp so high you can't hold it when I'm gone without the oven mitt. Oxygen and fireproof clothes. I incinerate and show you better fireproof clothes. Classified flowing squeeze with your eyes closed. I tie turn bubble dive from the highs to the lows. You looking down on me, making faces, raising up your nose. Taught the A from the gate, try to crush my dreams and goals. Turn the hard rock the rubble up a level on the poles. When I hide the fact you lesser than the guard, but it shows.
Keep them shook, running, but they supposed
we
to.
are the relief.
Come around, but they never come.
Who's coming? Ain't nobody's coming.
Running, but they supposed to.
Get it together,
come
Marine.
around, but they never come.
I need you to buckle down your bootstraps.
But they supposed to. They come
Get a hold of
around,
that
but they never
sidearm.
come.
Get in there and get these son of a
They come around, but they never come. Keep them shook, crews running, but they supposed to.
Welcome back to the Real Recognised Real Show. And if you've just joined, my name is Alex Scott, and I'm currently interviewing the New York rapper by the name of Thunny Brown. Thunny, what a song.
Appreciate it, man. Yo, make sure y'all go check that. Put it in your playlist. The video is out right now. Never, man. One of my favorite joints right there, big.
Massive. You have the famous Mobb Deep sample in this song, and they are one of many artists that we have heard in tonight's interview's intro that you've opened up for on stage. Now, one particular hip-hop group, Helter Skelter, had a massive input on your hip-hop on your hip-hop career. How did that manifest? And what did you manage to take from that experience?
And what was the second part?
And what did you manage to take from that experience with the Helter Skelter?
Alright, well, how that happened, like I said, I live in Bucktown. Well, I live in Brownsville. Bucktown is across the street. I live in Langston Hughes. Well, that's where I grew up at, Langston Hughes, Brownsville. And these were all of the local dudes in my neighborhood, the usual suspects. These are who the dudes, these are the people that I see whenever I go out the neighborhood, or out of my house and into the other areas that surround my immediate area. And so just by chance, I happened to bump into the homie Sean Price. Big up to Sean Price and his entire family. Sean Price, one of the best to ever do it. Rest in peace. Sean lives on. I bumped into him, ran up into him, and we kind of got off on the wrong foot. Like we was at a situation in somebody's home, and we was having a couple of drinks and having a good time, passing around some mind medicine. And we had a slight disagreement, but we worked it out, and we was cool ever since. And his partner at the time, Rockness Monster, he was locked up. So but I already knew him too. So we just got cool, got to know the dudes, and they took me under the wing and started, teaching me and helping me develop my craft. These dudes I credit to being my mentors, my first mentors, because I didn't know what I was doing. It's like if you ever take a fire hydrant off and put it on full blast and take the cap off and the water just bursting out. That's how I was in the beginning. They helped me fine-tune my craft and my skills, and set me on the path that I am on today. So that right there in and itself, to be taken under the wing of the entire boot camp family, we still tight to this day. They just celebrated the 25th anniversary of Duck Down Records, the 25th anniversary of Helter Skelter Nocturnal. Congratulations to my family and my friends, babe. Now, and as far as what I got from that, it's the jewels that I was able to get out of that was priceless, let alone when, these dudes helped me, show me how the game was supposed to go, what I should be doing. And if anybody out there don't know about the world famous BCC, WWBCC Worldwide Boot Camp Clique, that was a serious thing. Coming up under these dudes, it was times where I done seen dudes and myself messed up my verses in the studio. I had to drop down and do push-ups. It wasn't about no playtime. It was a serious type of situation, basic training. Even as far as like me being able to hold myself down right now in this interview, represent myself well, get all the information out, and stand tall on my own 10 toes down. This was taught and trained by the boot camp, So those are some of the most important lessons that I got out of that. And not to mention, just to know that it was somebody like me right here where I'm from that was able to do what I only thought was a fantasy, a dream, you know what I mean?
Yes, I had a similar situation to you because I interviewed Rock probably about 3 months ago, and we started off on the wrong foot. He didn't like me in the beginning, but during the interview we had a laugh and a joke, and we worked it out. And he said he'll come on and do another, do part 2. So I know how you feel because Helter Skelter, they're not a soft group. They're a hardcore hip hop group, but behind the lyrics, there's love there.
Yeah, man, it's all love.
Now, to have been surrounded by so many great artists on the stages, watching their performances, seeing the reaction from the crowd, and having the opportunity to be so close to them, what does Thunny take from the likes of the Notorious B.I.G., Craig Mack, being on the stage? You saw 2 greats that have passed away being on stage. I've never, ever seen them perform live. What was that like? What do you take from that?
Well, that's an interesting story, and it's funny that you even mentioned that because I was just about to bring this up. Now, also, for those of y'all that don't know, I'm from Brooklyn, but I moved to Florida and did some more training with a team that I rock with down there called the Warheads. couple of my cousins is part of that. We got a group called the Fam Trees. It's my cousin Ruff the Rude. He goes by Rax now. My cousin Strange Flow and the team of my other fam out there. We was set up to do the show with them. DJ Khaled was just talking about this on the interview that he was doing with Fat Joe. Now, I got to see Craig Mack perform, and I got to see a little bit of the Biggie Smalls performance. But Biggie Smalls' performance, you know what I mean? It got crazy in there, man. Pandemonium erupted. I'm out there with an incredible amount of dudes out there from the South. The spot was flooded. But, you know, from being on stage with Craig Mack, Biggie Smalls, KRS-One, the Wu-Tang, you know, we went on tour with I went on tour with my team, and we toured with Red and Meth for the Blackout album, you know what I mean, in 2000, and Rod Digger was with us, the Outsiders was with us, Ghost, and a bunch of other Wu dudes popped up, you know what I mean, so just being in and around and seeing all of these dudes that I admire who are all at the top of what they do, on stage, live, conduct themselves on stage, off stage, it taught me how to be more of a well-rounded artist. It showed me certain disciplines. You know, like I said, in my mind, I just thinking about dudes on tour having access to all the women in the world and, you know, everything thrown at your feet, money, paraphernalia, whatever it is that your vice was. I would imagine that everybody would be out there wilding out, but then when you really get out there, you see that it's not called a music business for no reason. Business is conducted, even though it might be late night, 3 a.m, and we at the bar. That might be a business meeting. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you always on your network game, and that's one of the other things that I took away from that. I came off a tour, and I had a bag full of numbers and cards, and was amped up and ready to launch myself into the next stage of my career.
Thunny, I love your energy, man. I love your energy. Now, you've opened up for Redman and Method Man on the Blackout tour. I guess that was a whole different experience in itself, especially with having the legendary group Outsiders alongside Capadonna and Ghostface. You've obviously had, you know, you're obviously very highly respected, an underground artist to be supporting these gigantic names. And you've also been on BET, you know, the Freestyle Friday and Russell Simmons' Def Jam comedy. Like, Thunny, can it get any better? You've done nearly everything already.
Well, funny that you asked that question. In my heart, I always thought that it could be better. I mean, if you look at the dudes who have taken this and have excelled. Like, they just shot Coming to America 2 in Rick Ross' crib. You know, Beyonce and Jay just made the billionaires list. You know what I mean? So, yes. And these are guys that Jay-Z, once again, another one of my kinsmen from out here in Brooklyn, he's from up the road from me. So, I've done a lot. I've seen a good portion of the world, but I know that it's in me to do more. More can be done. There is no ceiling. There is no limit. Master P with it. You know what I mean? We reach for everything we reach for everything that we think is out of our grasp. Forget what you think, what you see is in your grasp. I'm reaching for what I can't see.
Well, it's great that you've got an amazing skill set and you can rap. Now, speaking of rapping, we're going to play your next track, which is called How to Rap. And then we're going to do some more talking.
Indeed. Let's go. How to Rap featuring Stuck B, which is Sean Price's little brother, and my man Illinois, and another one of Sean Price proteges, you know what I mean? So you're going to see how the training from being in the boot camp come together right now. How to Rap. Let's go.
Noise, Stuck B, Thunny. Let's show them how to do this. Listen. I'm usually minding my own, sipping some tea-ish, put on some G-ish. I see ish. Garbage guys glorified like they geniuses, but they don't spit that Barry Adrian Reed-ish. They can't up with the old big Coke 45. Put them just in perspective, it work every time. I take it again to school, kill them Columbine. Numerals of funerals when I'm busting rhymes. Shoes too big to fill, could only hope to shine. Better off keeping it real, you know 9 to 5. See you 5 to 9, you ain't really qualified. Ready or not, here I come, there's nowhere to hide. There's when they want the problem solved. They send the God, I send them to God. While they praise in the synagogue. High hands, see my mans call me Cinnablock. The champ is here, you can call me Muhammad Ali.
You sling packs in the trap and get stacks. You open bundles with balls, be real slack. 100 guns, 200 clips, yeah, you strap, but ain't here you went on. Let me show you how to rap.
Let me show you how to do this, son. I do it. Let me show you how to do this, son. I do it. Let me show you how to do this, son. I do it. Let me show you how to do this, son. Let me show you how to do this, son. I do it. Let me show you how to do this, son.
My name is Alex Scott, right here with the Real Recognised Real Show on the #1 station for Wolverhampton, which is WCR FM. And I'm currently, if you've just joined, interviewing the amazing top-tier rapper called Thunny Brown from New York. How to rap, Thunny.
I was just getting into it. That's one of my favorite joints. Now, you said that you was telling the people I'm promoting the Face of God LP right now, but this right here, How to Rap, is off my new album coming out called Heavenly Sword. We got a couple of joints out right now, Everglades, USA, Sweet, How to Rap, and then I also got the Live at 5. That's off of the Heavenly Sword album. But yo, that right there, I need everybody to go ahead, tap in, subscribe to the channel, put that in your playlist and get these streams up. Let's go. Support that hip hop, man. It's bars over everything.
Absolutely. Now, for the emerging rappers and lyricists out there, what would you say is the best approach that works for Thunny Brown when putting a song together and recording in the studio?
My thing is, I usually go with my feeling. I go with what I'm feeling. First and foremost, I don't go against myself. So you would want to know yourself before. Like, it was a time when I was doing this, and just like how I had used the metaphor earlier, or the simile earlier, as far as like having a fire hydrant or having a water source with no way to contain it properly or release the pressure at your desired amount, it just comes out crazy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah. The best thing that you could do is learn yourself. Self-mastery is most important for you to do anything in life. So, once I learned myself, it enabled me to channel my artistry in the direction that I wanted it to go in, rather than just spitting out anything. So you got to know yourself, and then follow your soul, follow your heart. Go with what you feel. You got to be true to self. And it's a lot of people that say that, and they don't know what it means, or they say it and don't do it. You gotta be true to yourself. I don't go nowhere to nobody's circle. Wu-Tang, Boot Camp, my family, the Warheads, anybody. I don't go in no circle with the Rock Boy G's. Oh, big up to my team, the Rock Boy G's, and my homie, the super producer, DR Period, Fly Ty, Berry Goods, all of my homies over there. You already know that's the architect of the Annie Up anthem. I got joints over there too. Big up to my other group, the Rock Boy G's. But basically, once you on that path like that, I don't step in nobody else's circle and try to become what they are, or try to do what it is that they doing. I come in there and I represent myself from the fullest, 100.
That's solid advice, man. Solid advice. Now, do you make beats as well yourself? And what musical program or software is your preferable choice if you do?
Well, I make beats, but it's not my forte. I didn't craft it to be my forte. My first few projects, I really wanted to spread that around with all of my family and friends, because I rock with a large team of MCs as well as producers in various states and countries. So right now, all of these tracks, they've been produced by my team. But ultimately, one of my dreams is to have an album written by me, produced by me, artwork by me, engineer, all of that. One of those, pull a Kanye West on it with it. You know, Kanye is a genius in those aspects, Complete Dummy and others, but we ain't gonna get into that. We ain't gonna talk politics right now, politics. When I came in the game, my homies and them had MPCs and SP12s. So these are the joints that I like. How we respect the OGs in the craft, I respect those machines and devices like that. So my first machine I got was an MPC 12, and I still got it. But at the same time, I done messed around with Fruity Loops, and one of my homies was putting me on Reason. Another one of my boys makes beats actually on Pro Tools. So there is no one thing that I would want to use as a favorite. My focus is the mastery of them all, because in the heyday of my team and us being, I can't say the heyday because we still doing these things right now. I just came back from Florida, the Everglades. That's my other camp down there, and these dudes they will still end up using the Pro Tools situation, digital situations, and then still might even use some aspects that's analog, put it all together, and then, you come out with a hodgepodge of straight hardcore hip-hop. So, my whole thing is I want to use them all, sync it all in, live instruments and all that.
Wise decision. Now, you're currently promoting Face of God, which is the name of your LP. Now,
I'm actually currently promoting 2 different projects. The Face of God LP, which is a collection of some of my older work, but it's just now been made available for the public. And then my new current project, Heavenly Sword.
Yes. Thunny, which artists are your inspiration, and which artists do you feel in your heart, solidly, if you go to their album, know how to rap? You can rely on these artists to give you the goodness and the joy that you seek from listening to real hip-hop.
Jeez, man. Let me see if I'm glad you didn't say the top 5 or the name 1, because the list is vast. So I'm going to just run down a few real quick. You got to have these joints in your playlist. Rakim, EPMD, Slick Rick, he's the greatest storyteller. I'm going to go with Biggie Smalls, Redman, Wu-Tang, Eminem, one of the greats. And then I also, real quick, I'm going to just jump down south, because I always give it up for the South. But Scarface, I didn't know there was lyricists down there until I started getting down there and exposed to different things.
Yeah, Scarface is nice.
One of the greats, B. Scarface, Pimp C, UGK, the homie Tip, he's hot. Also got love for 3-6 and them boys and what they do. Jump over to the West Coast, Snoop, all of the greats, all of the dudes that we naming is at the top of their profession, in my eyes, in my opinion. All of my homies here, Fab, Jada, and them Nas, these dudes ain't still around for no reason. They still here because the streets still want them. They still in demand, and that's right here, right now. It ain't no age on this. I'm an older MC. I'm an OG. That's what they call me when they see me. Yo, what up, OG? I take that as a sign of respect, and I don't shy away from it. I don't shy away from when they say that, because it's an honor to have made it this far. Like I was telling you earlier, it's a lot of people I came up with, they just not here, and they still dropping right now. It's an honor and a blessing. Yes. So those are some of my favorites. I also mess around with Kendrick, J. Cole. I see he was playing that Fabio. I listen to everything. Yeah. My man ASAP Ferg, ASAP Mob, all of these dudes, they got it.
When I come to America next year, Thunny, have you got me?
Of course.
Thank you.
Come on, man. That's without no question.
Cool.
We're going to have you on my show. Don't forget, I can't say, I can say the name of my show. It's the FOH show, the FOH podcast. And you know what that stands for. Look us up on YouTube. I host that with Sean P's baby brother, Stuck B. You know what I mean? That's us and my man DJ Kruger. The FOH show. Out of here. You know what I mean?
Do they still sell 40 ounce out there?
Yeah, you can still get a 40 ounce, but the traditional 40 that we used to have, where everybody used to drink, Old English 800, the one with the tiger stripes, you know what I mean? That one is now 42 ounces, jig.
Right, okay. You have to save one of those for me. Now, we're going to get stuck into another track of yours. It's called Face of God. And then we'll do some more talking.
All right, you going to play that Face of God? Let's go.
Everything that you better live it on the earth. All of my family are music. I'm a stick with the scene of them high. There's a type of intention of them high. Or when music is. You don't know if me have to look there, but when me know which musician you can look for and know who's a real musician. More than guy will just come in and hustle.
Guess who? I know you right, yeah, it's me, Jack. Now give me that mic, cause you don't need that. You don't got the slightest clue what it's really for. But when I get it, I'll leave half a city tour. Major damage to arenas and performance halls. FK smash the stage like a giant bowling ball. Crush whoever on it now and all who came before. Including tweets, Facebookers talking about they got the world. That ain't what I hear when I listen to your posts. I hear you trash rapping, spitting all your bitten flows. I'm used to harder rap, you whack, y'all done got too lax. If I don't leave your body down, even want the stacks. That's just the fact that this Detroit mentality. Me not spitting a big tail like a real fish. This the realness, turn me up and feel this. AOD set me loose when he wanna kill ish. Thugs, G's, stars in their hood stars. It's over once I send them off to see the face of God. I done sparred with the hardest of the hardest. It's over once I send them off to see the face of God.
Everything that move it and live it on the earth. All of my family and music.
Good evening if you've just joined WCR FM. And if you've been hearing me talking to Thunny Brown, who is from New York, representing, and currently we are playing the Face of God single. Wow. You see, Thunny,
What's good?
with Face,
talk to me.
With Face of God being the title of your LP, what are your plans in the next few years musically?
Well, I plan on releasing an onslaught of music for the world I have. I'm not going to release it at a rapid rate, but we planning on releasing great bodies of work for the next, and until I'm not here no more. The same way the greats do it, big. This is what we do. This is what we love to do until we ain't here no more. This is what's gonna be getting done. At the same time, I'm looking to take on. We're gonna start an independent artist company, or rather entertainment company, and we're gonna also be sharing some of these jewels, some of this knowledge, which is what a lot of these young ones is lacking. They got the energy and they got everything that they need to succeed. But it would be a great benefit to them if they could come in here heavily on. I mean, because in my personal opinion, knowledge is power. And we need them to be powerful out there. We need them to have control of their self, control of their career, and to be able to dictate their own, be the architect of their own pathway and what they gonna do. So we got I just came, like I said, I was just in Florida. I just put down the whole next body of work out there. So I'm about to drop a new album right now before the year flip. Heavenly Sword is coming. Face of God is out. Got a couple of mixtapes floating around. And I got videos for almost everything I done recorded. I done already did 4 videos off of the new project. And I'm lining them up more. And, man, I want y'all to get that Heavenly Sword joint when it drop. It's gonna be classic, man. Big up to my man Rusty Jukes. I know he gonna be doing some things. I got a single with him. My man Supreme from the Reps. It's gonna be crazy, man. I'm doing a whole project for my cousin that passed from complications to diabetes. My cousin DJ Harvey Stone. That's the project I was working on down in the Everglades. All of y'all black men out there, all of y'all young black men, middle-aged, older black men, do yourself a favor and start taking care of yourself better. Stay on top of your health, man. This is very important, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that have died recently that ain't have to die just because they wasn't on top of their health. Don't wait till something happen and react. Be proactive, man. Get at it beforehand. You see the ladies in the family do it, and this is some of the things that I've been on my job attempting to do to my best, because yeah, I mean, it's a scary situation when your family and friends in and around your age start dying, and we ain't even granddaddies, or we ain't even 4 heads of gray yet. So that's a real serious situation that's affecting the homies in the community, the men in the community. Just wanted to get that out there.
True words. Now, Thunny, it's amazing to me how much, you don't sound exactly like him, but it's just, and obviously you're from the same area, you sound so much to me, or you remind me of Rampage from the Flip Mode Squad. Just certain words, just like the way you say certain words, it sounds similar. And he's from the same area. Have you ever met him?
I never met Rant, but I just was having some business dealings with him. He got the same joint that you got, the Live at 5. I just sent him over a video intro for his show. Big up the Rampage, the first lieutenant of the Flip Mode Squad over there at Plug TV on Roku TV. Make sure y'all tap in. By way of, we connected through affiliates and associates, but I never met him. But I'm affiliated and associated with his homie Spliff Star. The general over there. I just did a show. Spliff Star got his own podcast, the Paper Rock Live podcast with the homie Jenna, and I was over there with my partner Stuck B, and we just interviewed with them. Plus, I be around. Like, my man manages Young Dirty. I just say YDB. My man Devon manages YDB from the Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? So we was just all together recently and doing a lot of different things. Big up to all of my Wu-Tang homies, the homies of second generation Wu. They came through to the show, showed us love. It's just like, I can't get away from the whole Wu-Tang and Shaolin vibes. It's family all day.
Beautiful. Now, we're going to switch it out of music for a second because we spoke about music a lot. I want to just ask this question now. So, with this being the last week of Black History Month, what message do you have for the listener in regards to your views and feelings of what has happened within the black culture and communities during the course of time?
Is Black History Month out there?
Yes.
That's good. And I didn't know that. It's because ours is in February.
February, yes. So we end up celebrating both. But true.
Well, we need to celebrate both too, because we want to add on more time to that too. But let me get to the question.
Yeah.
So it is nothing more important. Like I touched on this earlier. There's nothing more important than family. Now, whether it's, you don't have to be related by blood to be family. Mm-hmm. These people that walk the same walk we walk, live where we live, grow up with us, and their kids go to school with our kids, and so on and so forth, black, brown, all of the shades of the rainbow, we have to rely on each other if we're going to get anywhere. And if we're going to get past the point that we have reached thus far, and y'all know it's been an incredible fight, tremendous odds that we've been against to even get here where we at now, and it still ain't the best for us. But to get further, we cannot do it alone. It can't be done alone. You can't be minding your business and keeping to yourself and worried about your house and what's on your side of the street. You got to worry about your brothers and sisters in the entire neighborhood, because it take a village. And that's where we at right here, So I've been holding, since I've heard certain sayings, they may be a little cliche, but I hold true to them. All for one, one for all. Each one teach one. We gotta live by that, die by that. We gotta stand for something, or you're gonna end up dying for nothing. What you here for? And that's one of the other reasons why you here. Why I feel my music makes the impact that it does. I heard a young boy just recently in an interview saying that, a lot of the positive that gets put in the music, it goes missed and unheard because it might be a little boring. They might be speaking a different language. Well, then that's when we need these young ones to go ahead and stand forward too. Don't be scared to tell your homie he doing wrong, especially if him doing wrong will have you locked up. Like, real talk, I got a cousin that's locked up right now, got into something that somebody else was in, but now you locked up with your home on the line, your lady on the line. Everything, you about to lose everything that you don't work for to take a silly gamble that ain't gonna forward the movement or the people. Waste.
True.
So we gotta stand up. We gotta stand tall. We gotta stand together. And you gotta really recognize who your true enemies are. Not to mention, start educating yourself and your family from your source, from your home. From your mouth to their ears. Then stop relying on everybody else to teach your kids how to be successful or how to be productive, or you got to instill the pride in our culture and in our people early and first and foremost at home. Let these young boys and girls know they come from a history of kings and queens, and we aspire to be that. rather than dropping it low all the time and drinking and drugging all over the place. Know what I mean?
Absolutely. Now, before we play one more of yours, I'm going to ask you this question. Thunny, you're a spiritual person, so how does Thunny Brown take care of his mind, body and soul?
The way I take care of mind, body and soul, I take it very seriously for one. I'll start with the mind. Now, I was always, you know what I mean, a smart kid. So that's never really been an issue. But at the same time, you know, mental illness is a real thing. And I got family members that's affected by mental illness. The cousin that I'm talking about right now, big up to my cousin Good Bud. We grew up like brothers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he suffers from a mental illness. Same time, he's locked up right now. God, thank God it wasn't no situation with the cops, because I don't know if y'all know or not, cross the water, cross the pond over here. Sometime when the cops show up over here, and there's a person that's involved in some type of suspect activity, they may have a mental issue. These cops, these untrained cops, untrained professionals show up with guns, and next thing you know, someone that suffered from a mental illness is dead. Like, if y'all don't know what's going on in Philly right now, a young man was just killed in Philly for wielding a knife, but all of these cops had guns with clips that hold almost 20 bullets and tasers. They could have got that situation handled without him dying. The city is on fire right now. They was just rioting and protesting in Brooklyn last night. Same thing is going on in Philly. They burning everything down. You know, and I'm not gonna say that that's the right way, which is not to destroy your own community, but I understand the anger. Yes. And enough is enough. This is also something that I done adopted into what I'm talking right now, into what I talk to the peoples. Enough is enough. We not asking no more. We can't, because every time we ask and we come with our hand extended, it gets slapped away. The face gets slapped to both cheeks is sore. We can't have that no more. You done killed our great-grands. You done killed our ancestors, enslaved them. You done been doing the same thing to generation after generation till now and still doing it. Enough is enough. No justice, no peace.
Salute to that message. Now, we're going to play Kama Sutra because we're running out of time, and I really want to get your music squeezed in. And I could talk about, you know, black history for hours, but we'll do that again in a part 2 further on down the line where we'll talk more. But let's play Kama Sutra.
Indeed, man. We definitely gonna tone it down a little and give it up for the ladies. Like I said, it's the pretty boy gangster Thunny Brown, aka the Thunder God, and I like to talk their language.
Yeah. Thunny Brown. It stay real. I brought the big water gun just to shoot you. Now come close and let me see your Kama Sutra. You got my soldier at attention, I salute you. Now come close and let me see your Kama Sutra. I brought the big water gun just to shoot you. Now come close and let me see your Kama Sutra. Bad, now you wet, you should. Come close and let me see your Kama Sutra. So many different ways, done they do it to it. And each one of them I had you leap your fluid, got you moving to the music, shooting me like Cupid. Your body so dumb, made your ass get stupid. You made me want you with your eyes and your dance moves, just to have you turn your dude into playing fool. I'm speeding on your curves, waiting for the word. Lights out, candlelit, while you feel the verse. And coerce my desires to the point of thirst, till my glance swell and it feel like it's about to burst. First, let me take a deep breath, calm myself down, see how many moves left to your Kama Sutra. Explore them all if it suits you. Work your G-spot and let you off like a Ruger, like a schoolgirl. Call my little rude girl, I'ma work you out first a little little whiny fool, girl. I brought the big water gun just to shoot you. Now come closer, let me see your Kama Sutra. You got my soldier at attention, I salute you. Now come closer, let me see your Kama Sutra. I brought the big water gun just to shoot you. Now come closer, let me see your Kama Sutra. Bang, now you wet, you should. Come closer, let me see your Kama Sutra.
Approaching the end of the show of the Real Recognize Real show, and I'm currently interviewing Thunny Brown from New York. And you just heard Kama Sutra. My name's Alex Scott with the Real Recognize Real show right here on WCR FM. Thunny, how can... Yeah, man.
Got me hype over here. I feel like I'm in the club.
You know, to be honest, this is my favourite track of yours, Kama Sutra. The sample is tight nice. Now, how can
appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you as well. How can the fans and the listener find the music and reach you?
Well, luckily, I stumbled with the internet early in the early stages of it, and I done lost all of my other additional names and learned that you need to have one be the main. So my joint is under Thunny Brown everywhere. I got the music is streaming on all platforms. Everywhere that they play music and hold music and stream music, my music is there. All you gotta do is tap me in, tap in my name, and ladies, put it in. Put it in the playlist. Put me in your playlist. Fellas, lock that in. Lock and low. It's there for download, stream, all of that. Thunny Brown. Thunny Brown. And that's music everywhere. And that's the same thing with my social media. It's the same thing everywhere. Thunny Brown. Thunny Brown. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And I'm going to probably jump on everything else on too.
Is there anyone you'd like to say hello to before you go?
Well, once again, I got to give it up for my mom celebrating her birthday right now. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
A big up to all of my teams, you know what I mean? Warheads, A-Squad, Rock Boy, Boot Camp, Magnum Force, Sharpshooters, the FOH Squad. Yo, all of my homies that I rock with, all of the ladies that support me, all of my family. Yo, I love y'all, man. I couldn't do this without y'all, man.
Thunny, your final message to the fans and the listener tuned in right now.
Yo, my final message is stay safe, stay healthy. Think for yourself out here. I know it's a lot of information, a lot of misinformation floating around until you bombarded with it. I done heard some people ready to clock out. They turn the TV off and then start missing what else is happening because something else done turned them off. Stay in tune, you know what I mean? Observe, don't absorb. Lock yourself in, stay grounded, stay safe and healthy, and do what's best for you and your family. And at the end of the day, put my music on while y'all doing whatever y'all doing. I'm quite sure I got something for all occasions.
Thunny, thank you so much for being on the Real Recognize Real show. Your music is solid, tight. You're obviously, going to go down as a classic, legendary artist. I've had texts from people saying, what a great interview this is. Also, I've had texts already before you did the interview saying, you've got Thunny on the radio. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, Thunny is amazing. I'm going to have a great time. And they was not kidding.
Yeah, well, I appreciate, man. I think all of y'all, all of the homies that's been listening to the Real Recognize Real show with my homie Dark Tanyan, my man Alex Scott, and supporting his movement, and by in turn supporting me, supporting us, supporting black and brown businesses. I big up y'all, man. Big up yourself, you know what I mean? We love y'all too. We couldn't do this without y'all, man. It's a blessing and an honor to be held in such high esteem and to be in such royal company right now. I appreciate you, God. Keep doing what you're doing. Black power, power to the people.
Thank you, brother. The feeling is mutual. You look after yourself.
Do the same, brother.
Speak to you soon.
Peace.
One.
चुप रह
Yeah, that was Thunny Brown coming through on the Real Recognise Real show, representing his movement, his family, New York, America. But what a great, good, rounded black man. And what a great interview to finish for Black History. Oh, I love this song, Kama Sutra. He sampled it tight nice, didn't he? That was Thunny Brown. You just heard me interviewing Thunny Brown. It was a pleasure to have his conscious mind and views, including his music. It's always hectical in the building because WCR has the hottest artist for the streets. It's Hecky!